did the Germans invent Blitzkrieg. So what's Blitzkrieg? Blitzkrieg is tactics. What tactics? You concentrate all your force, all your power in a single point, essentially, in a very narrow space, and blast through the enemy's defenses. It's warfare. I'm talking about military warfare here. So, what the Germans did in the Second World War is Blitzkrieg tactics. You had the French Maginot Line, which was a series of fortifications and defenses, and the French forces were concentrated along the Maginot Line. The Germans, what they did was they focused all their firepower, all their forces in one point on the Maginot Line, blasted through that, and just made the Maginot Line irrelevant. They just went through this and invaded France, and the defenders were left behind. That's what the Germans did. Now, is this something new? So, Blitzkrieg tactics are about focusing your firepower, your military force in one place, blasting through it, and that tactical victory, you then translate it into systemic collapse for the opposition by making their defenses irrelevant. So you mobilize your infantry, your tanks, your armored divisions, your air support, everything in one place and blast through that. That is Blitzkrieg. Did the Germans invent it? Not necessarily invented, but they took it to the next level. The Mongols probably used Blitzkrieg tactics. The Mongols were really good at that. They also had this thing, where they would the Mongols had highly mobile warriors, horse-based warriors, cavalry, most of them, and they employed bows and arrows and very powerful. They were really skilled at that, and they were really, really fast, and they also used similar tactics. But what the Germans did was they brought in elements of mechanized warfare that were not available to the Mongols. So the Mongols also used eventually catapults and this massive equipment, but those were not mobile, right? Those are very heavy and very hard to move. They had to be dismantled to move them from one city to another. But if you have a tank, and that's way more powerful than a catapult. It can bring down buildings and whatnot. So, and that's pretty mobile. Tanks can move really fast. So the Germans brought tanks, other mechanized artillery, mechanized columns, and even air power, and brought all of these elements and aspects together, along with infantry and whatnot, into the set of tactics, into the mix in Blitzkrieg, and that's something that had not been done before. So the Germans did not invent Blitzkrieg, but they took it to the next level. And the tactics India used, for example, in 1971, those are once again Blitzkrieg tactics, right? Same tactics, but we didn't call it Blitzkrieg, but those were the same tactics. The Americans in Desert Storm used Blitzkrieg tactics. So Blitzkrieg works. It's about bringing all your forces, concentrating everything in one place, effecting tactical success there, and translating the tactical success into systemic failure for the enemy. That's Blitzkrieg. And yeah,